Hi everyone, it's Keely from Soy and Shane. Thank you for joining me. Today I'm topping up my lip balm, so I thought I'd take you along and show you how I make them. Before I make any of my Bath & Body products, I go through all of my work area with a bleach solution, wiping down all the benches and all the equipment, just to make sure everything is nice and sterile. I always have my hairnet on and I have my long sleeves on, and very soon I'll have a pair of gloves on as well. So let's go and make some lip balm. Okay, so over the back here I have a little saucepan with some water which has come up to a simmer. Whenever I work with butters and waxes that need melting down, I generally use a double water method to make sure that, or double boiler method to make sure that I'm not overheating any of my waxes. And the first thing I'm going to do is measure out my beeswax, Candilia wax and cocoa butter, and then I'm going to slowly melt them down. Waiting for the waxes and butters to finish melting, I'm going to start filling my lip balm trays with tubes. Pretty much all but melted down, so now I'm going to take the oils that we measured out earlier and just slowly tip them in here. I'm going to keep them on the heat because as they hit this wax, being much cooler, it will start to solidify, but that little bit of warmth will melt it all back down. Okay, so I suddenly remembered where my bigger Pyrex jug was. It had been in the dishwasher overnight, so I quickly sterilised this one and tipped the contents back into this jug. You can now see that it's all nicely melted and incorporated, so we can start making the lip balms. We're now ready to start adding flavour and colour to our lip balms and popping them into the tubes. Now I like to use a set of jeweler's scales that go down to 0.00 of a gram, and this is so I can get very accurate measurements. If you add too much flavour oil into your lip balm mix, it can actually go quite bitter and it just doesn't taste very nice. And I find with the jeweler's scales, because I am working in such small amounts, I can be a little bit more precise with what I'm measuring out. So this one here we're doing is coconut milk and peaches. So I'm doing a total of 20 of each of my fragrances. Now if you've watched any of my previous videos, you'll know that I don't usually use disposable cups when doing my projects. I like to be able to wash them and reuse everything for as much as I possibly can. However, when it comes to making lip balms, the beeswax is very hard to clean up and uses an awful lot of water. And here in Australia we have had water restrictions and we've just come out of a very dry summer. So when it comes to doing the lip balms, I choose to use the paper cups so that I'm not wasting any water. I'm going to move on to my next one, which is coconut, and this is a brambleberry fragrance or flavour oil. I've purchased this one through Aussie Soap Supplies here in Australia. I also use flavour oils from Nature's Garden and Rustic Essentials. The reason for using those two as well, I found here in Australia, everyone that sold lip flavour oils all had the same. So they were either strawberry, vanilla, coconut, some of them did the bubble gum, but they were generally all selling chocolate, vanilla, blueberry, very basic flavours. And I wanted something different. I wanted something different from what the big brands in the stores sell. And I started having a look around, and I discovered Rustic Essentials and Nature's Garden in America, and decided I really liked the sound of their lip balm flavouring oils. So I saved up and I got myself in a complete range. So I offer about 21 different fragrances in my lip balm range, and I've got things like Grand Marnier and apricot. I have peanut butter, frozen margarita, Kahlua. We did coconut milk and peaches first. That one's really nice. So I just wanted something a little bit different to what everyone else was selling, and decided that we would get them in from America because the flavours just sounded so nice. Now what I'm going to do is, this is just starting to cool down on me, so I'm going to pop it back into the warm water just to melt it down while we pour this next lot. The most common question I get asked at markets about my lip balm is whether they'll stain the lips, and the answer is no, they won't. The colours that I'm using micas, and they're all from My Mica Obsession. And mica is a mineral which is found in the earth, or it can also be man-made as well. And then the micas, it's actually a clear mineral, and as it moves it catches light, and when you add things like titanium dioxide and iron oxide, which are also minerals found within the earth, it reflects those colours. So like in my orange, there's some iron dioxide, and the mica reflects it and makes it go into an orange colour. It doesn't stain, and it's also, all the ones that I'm purchasing are body safe and lip safe as well, and I'm using such a small amount that it will not stain the lips. The reason I add the colour into it is I strongly believe that our senses all work together. So our sense of smell and sight and taste are all very much influenced by what each other senses, if that makes sense. So if you had something that was meant to be flavoured in orange but it was coloured purple, it probably wouldn't taste like orange. Leave these now to set for a couple of hours, and then I'll come back, we'll trim them all down, label them, shrink wrap them, and then pop them away. Okay, so it's been a few hours and these have now set up and firmed up very nicely, so I'm going to start the whole cleaning up and labeling process. So the first thing I'll do is pull them all out of the little holders. I'm going to trim the excess wax from off the top of these, and then I've got all my labels done up. We'll pop that on with their flavour and list of ingredients. On the bottom I put the date of which these were made, and then we'll heat seal them afterwards. Okay, so there we have it. The lip balms are all topped up, ready for markets, and for online, I have a little box ready for in-store as well, and all the little ones that you saw that were half full, they go into hubby's pockets. If you've enjoyed watching me make my lip balms today, please leave me a thumbs up, and if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. If you haven't already, please feel free to subscribe to my channel and hit the little bell, and it will let you know the next time I upload a video. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.